You are listening to The Attic Ghost Spooky Tales, a series of short stories in the genres of horror, science fiction, paranormal, and steampunk. I'm your host, Kathy Finfrock. Today is August 22nd, and I want to let you know about a contest for a $10 Amazon gift card. You can enter at theatticghost.com on this Friday, August 26th, as we promote Jeremy Phillips' novel, Lost Eye of the Serpent. But for now, sit back and enjoy a simple tale of murder. Death with a View. John peered out from under the tree. The sky was as blue as an azure stone, not a cloud in sight. In the far distance, he could see the ocean's edge beyond the city towers. At night, the city lights would sparkle as if the earth was splattered with sparkling diamonds. He enjoyed the view from the small scenic turnout, high above the heat and away from the noise pollution. He liked it here where it was mostly isolated. Today was a good day for isolation. John peered over the guardrail. Sparse plants littered down the side. They would not hold if someone reached out to grab them, as he was sure his wife would do. Rocks jutted from the side. His upper lip pulled up into a sneer. That's good. The police will attribute the bruises to her body from slamming on the rocks as she fell. Stepping back from the edge, he listened carefully. The chirping birds and squirrels rustling through the leaves were the only sounds he heard. There would be no witnesses. Fresh burnt rubber tracks veered off the single-lane road. He had instructed his latest fling, Debbie, to rent a car and drive up here earlier this morning and leave the marks on the road. Everything was falling into place. He practiced his lines. "Officer, this crazy driver came speeding around the corner. My wife, Barbara, Barbara, she panicked and leapt to the side. I don't know what happened. We were holding hands. She slipped out of my grasp. She was gone so fast." The corner of his lips turned downward. Soon he would have the insurance money, and then he would plan his secret lover's accident. He would not leave any witnesses. Pine cones scattered from his kicks as he walked back to the house in the mountains. Barbara would be waiting patiently with an excellent dinner set at the table for him. She did everything to please him. She was still beautiful after 8 years of marriage, never argued, kept the house spotless, and meals were always hot even when he was hours late. She insisted on growing her own vegetables in order to provide him the very best. She would go as far as scrounge the woods for natural herbs and berries, and she was boring. He began to grind his teeth. Although intelligent, she never disagreed with him. When she found out about the affairs, and there had been many, her response was to lower her eyes and apologize for not being worthy of his sole affection. Debbie, on the other hand, was dumb as dirt. And unlike Barbara, she was jealous as a yard dog over a single bone. He had to be careful around her temper. The extreme differences between the two women was enough to drive a sane man crazy. His shoulders relaxed and his pace lightened. Barbara was as good as dead. He began to envision Debbie's unfortunate accident. He opened the front door. His nostrils flared, taking the aromatic scents wafting in from the kitchen. His stomach growled with anticipation. She was placing his plate at the table. Barbara's favorite ingredient to cook with was fresh-grown mushrooms. That was a fact. Mushrooms in pasta sauce, mushroom soup, stroganoff with mushrooms, and tonight was prime steak covered with sautéed mushrooms. Alongside the steak were fresh steamed vegetables. The woman was a fanatic about growing her own food. Homegrown vegetables taste better than store-bought, and that included the mushrooms. He would miss her cooking. "I was thinking that we might take a walk after dinner," he said. He wiped his chin. "I think that would be lovely," she said. She lifted her wineglass to him and smiled. He held her hand as they walked along the road. He stood on the outside like every gentleman should. She was lovely as ever, her posture straight and confident. the evening sun reflected in her eyes, and her smile appeared secretive. He started to ask her about her secret when he stumbled. A slight pain seared across his chest. "Are you all right, John?" "Yes," he said. The pain departed as instantaneous as it appeared. "I'm fine now." "A car has been speeding here. Looks like it was a close call," she mused. John stepped over to the guardrail. It was time. "Come here, Barbara." He pulled her closer. "Look there. Do you see—" His words were cut off. He doubled over, knees buckled to the ground. Pain cut through his veins. Barbara stepped away from his outreaching hand. "Careful. You don't want to fall. Nothing to grab onto." He gazed up at those intelligent eyes. She had known all along. But how? A stout blonde stepped from behind a tree. John recognized Debbie. His fists clenched. Red flashes crossed his vision. She was going to ruin everything. He gasped in agony as fire shredded through his intestines. He fell forward onto his hands, his stomach retched, the undigested steak ejected from his mouth. Debbie stood next to Barbara. "He doesn't look so well." Barbara put her arm around Debbie's shoulders. "I think it was something he ate. I must have mixed up the mushrooms. I understand that some are quite fatal." The women laughed together. John remained prostrate on the ground, darkness waving in and out. Barbara leaned close. "Debbie and I have become good friends since she found out you were cheating on her." The cramps shook his whole body and the seizures took over. The two women stepped back and waited in silence until it was finished. "The view is beautiful here," Debbie said. "To die for." Barbara let out a deep sigh and turned to the other woman. "Dinner?" "That would be nice. I do have one request, if you don't mind." Debbie looked at her feet. "Sure. What would you like?" "Can we skip the mushrooms?" Both women laughed as they wrapped their arms around each other's waists and walked back to the house, leaving the view behind them. This brings an end to Death with a View. Subscribe to our blog at theatticghost.com for book promos, contests, and a daily writing prompt. And don't forget to enter the contest on the 22nd. Until next time.